All right, 1, 2, 3. We're here with Izabella Budryn. It's a pleasure to have you on. This podcast is hosted by myself, Michael. Yes, so as we were just saying, we've been trying to get this organized. I know you've been busy, of course. We're busy, so I'm so happy we're able to have you on. And I
Yeah, I thought
genuinely,
it's not going to happen because each time something was, popping up. But
yeah, for real. I
yeah,
think this might be the third or fourth time, but I feel like you made it happen. You're like, let's do it. I saw your message here and I wanted to do it. I was messaging you a bunch of times. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm very happy we're here to connect. And I genuinely want to learn more about you. Absolutely. You're so beautiful, firstly. I have to say it. And I love your channel. I love the content that you're building and what you put out. It's awesome. It's like effortless, minimal, luxury. I love it. It aligns with me. I genuinely follow along with you. It's amazing. So I want to ask you, who is Izabella Budryn? Like, what's your story? What's your background?
Whoa, I love telling my story, but it's a very long story because
Yeah,
so
well,
many
you
things
can
are.
say whatever you'd like, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a long story because so many things have been happening because I'm the person that cannot stay and do nothing. I swear. I was 16 years old and I started to work and do some charity work also and some events and some all the engagement, extra engagement at school. I was there. I was everywhere.
Okay.
So
Well, where are you
many things
born? Where are you? Because you based in Monaco now, right? You're based there.
between. Yes, I'm based between Monaco and Warsaw right now,
Oh,
Poland. I travel, and plus I'll travel around the world. So
yeah. So if you don't mind me asking, where are you from? Like originally, where were you
yeah,
like born and raised?
Łódź. Łódź. The city is called Łódź, and it's next to Warsaw, second or third biggest cities in Poland right now.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so that's where you
But
were raised, like
yeah,
initial schools. Did you go to college over there or
yes, yes.
no? Okay.
Yes, I went first to public school, then to Catholic private school, and
Oh,
it was all my decision because I wanted to go to the school that has a really good level, and I was 14 years old, and I was convincing my parents to put
wow.
me there.
That's interesting. Usually it's the opposite. You
Yeah,
want to leave Catholic school, but I feel that aligns with who you are now, at least from what I can see. You're very into elevating and changing and
yeah,
increasing your quality of life, right? I feel like you're naturally
yeah,
just pushed to drive to elevate, right? All the time.
exactly.
So that
And
makes a
I
lot of
was
sense. Okay.
Yeah, and
Very
I was not religious person at all. I still I'm not, but I chose this school because it was good level, and I knew I can develop myself there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I went to very good high school, also in Łódź,
Okay.
uh, and after that, I was thinking to go to best college I can go. So obviously, Ivy League was my first choice,
Yeah.
but at that time it was a little bit too expensive. So I thought that I should choose any school in Europe, but I didn't want to go to England because I already spoke English and I wanted to learn new language. So I end up at Sorbonne University in Paris,
Okay.
which was
Beautiful.
great
Beautiful.
choice also.
Okay, okay. So now you're over there in Paris, and then from what happens from there?
And then I then I saw they opened Sorbonne in Abu Dhabi because UAE was at that time, it was what, 14 years ago, 15 years ago. They
Yeah.
were bringing all the best concepts from the West. Louvre Museum, all the most well-known restaurants, and also universities. They have Columbia there, and they opened Sorbonne.
Oh wow.
And I thought,
Interesting.
yeah, and I thought that's the best way to know the culture that I didn't know at all, like
Yeah.
Muslim culture, Arabic culture, and
Yes.
I thought, oh,
I
I
love
can
that
read about
culture.
it,
Yeah.
yeah, but I will never properly understand,
Yeah.
people.
Unless you like
And
fully, yeah, dedicate yourself to learning that, living this way, I feel. But yeah, I hear you.
so I was the only girl from Europe at the university,
Oh
and
yeah.
most of them,
That's funny.
yeah, they were locals or
Yeah, yeah.
just Muslims from North Africa and yes, Qatar,
Yes.
Emirati, and so on.
Mhm.
So I end up in totally different environment, and I loved it because
Yeah.
that was the best. I could never learn so fast and so good another culture. And
Yes.
I
Yes.
was living with all the girls that were going to universities.
Hmm.
They were wearing a hijab at school,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
when we were going back home, they were taking it off and like showing
It's
their
crazy. Yeah, I
soul.
don't want to cut you off. I want to hear this, but it's so crazy you're saying this because it's like very aligned with what I just said, like initially, how you're like, you have this level of class, but it's minimal. It's not like it's effortless and like, you know what I mean? You're kind of just floating. You're not like showing you're just doing you. And
Mhm.
and I feel like that's interesting because that culture, I get the same energy from that exact culture. Like I'm
Mhm.
friends with a royal family member in the Al Nahyan family in Abu Dhabi. And like we'll get
Mhm.
lunch when they come to New York with his
Mhm.
girlfriend and the woman, and I
Mhm.
just feel the energy. It's that effortless, that culture that they carry. So it's interesting that you mentioned that because it's I feel it. I feel it from you. It's nice. And when you find a good group of girls, I'm sure in Abu Dhabi, the level, like what you're going to absorb from them is all of what we just referenced,
Yeah.
class and elegance. Like I love it. I really love the whole culture. So
Mhm.
okay, so now what happened from here? So you felt you grew a group. You had a group of friends in Abu Dhabi. Uh,
Yes, but still at the time it was very strict, and I couldn't find myself at that time because it was, yeah, for the city for families, and there were no places to go out,
yeah,
and you couldn't dress as you wanted, and
yeah.
it has this special vibe of that you have to
Stay in
uh,
line in a
yeah,
sense as a
yes.
female, and definitely 14 years ago. I know it was much more like they're becoming more and more lenient every year. But
At
I
that
think
time, it
that,
was a desert and a big construction field,
yeah,
Everything
yeah,
was building up. And
exactly. But I
it's
was
so,
also thinking too, like I have top of mind right now, you really jumped into that environment at like the right time in terms of, let's say, growth, because that
yes.
culture, that environment was literally in the pace of development. It still is, of course, but like you just touched on. So that was probably really good for you to absorb just in general. You're in a
And
place
imagine,
that's
yeah.
thriving.
And imagine how symbolic that was because we were living on the desert. When I was opening my window, there was sun coming, and
That's
because all
crazy.
the construction and now you go to this Yas Island where Sorbonne is located, and you cannot move because there are so many skyscrapers, and it's you know
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah. Didn't,
big thing.
oh, yes. They built the Ferrari building there, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
okay. I think I posted about this whole island, this whole area, YAS, in regards to that. But that's so beautiful. That's
yes.
crazy. So now,
And
yeah. So what happens from here after school in Dubai? Because I know
yeah,
you started you started your own business, I believe, jewelry brand, which is beautiful.
yes.
I was just looking at it, and other
Mm.
things too. So what was the next step for you after school in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah. So during all my studies, I was always going back to Poland for summer and working for, different type of projects. And my biggest project was outdoor cinema for a beer company. I approached them and I thought, because they were investing money in film festivals, and I approached them and I said that I want to make for them outdoor cinema that is free, for people. They don't have to buy tickets. They will drink beer under the sky during the summer, eat popcorn, and watch good movies, like proper cinematography, because it was the time where we didn't have Netflix or some streaming platforms, and there was no place to watch good movies.
Wow.
Like historic movies, or
Yeah. So you're providing like a physical streaming experience, almost essentially, but like under the stars, the sky, like a big screen. Is that what you did?
Yeah, and it was funny. When I started, I was 18 years old, and I hired an assistant, and he. At that time, he couldn't see a difference between USB and phone charger cable. Like really, we knew nothing about technology, or nothing.
100%. I'm still bad with that stuff. I can't lie. Yeah, I mean, I'm good with what I'm good with, but yeah.
Yeah, and after 2 years, I built outdoor cinemas in 28 different cities. So it was the whole country knew the program, and I was doing that for a few years, and it was the first big project of mine, and it was happening only during summer, and then I was going back for studies.
So interesting. I love that. That's what gave you this idea? It was a compilation.
Because I wanted to go to film school, and in Poland, to get into film school as a director, you need to win some competition, and there was no competition for movie competition for young people. So I said to myself, I will create a competition and I will win it. And I started to organize a film festival for young people that are not in film school yet. And again, the project grew so much that I couldn't put my movie in it, because it was already too big,
Wow.
And then I decided,
really cool, though. It was driven probably by these film photographers too, right? They're like, look, my movie, come and watch it, right? You're showcasing other people's works.
No, there is a very known film festival in Poland that is called Camera Image, and you have all the stars each year coming to Poland, and I was working for them, and I was responsible for I was the host for guests that are coming. So I was the first contact to pick the stars from the airport, to show them the hotel, and they were, and I also invited them to make like a speech or something at my smaller festival.
Yeah.
So
I like that. Okay, that's awesome. Very cool, very interesting. I want to ask you, like, what made you, if you don't mind, not to get too personal, if this comes about, like that type of thought, but maybe I'm sure not, but growing up, what made you like so kind of independent in a way, where you're able to move around and you have this energy to like want to grow, like we touched on. Usually people get, kids or younger adults, you were 19, even younger a bit, where you the reference, moving around, but like usually people want to be comfortable. They're scared of breaking these boundaries and growing, and they kind of stay consistent. They don't really elevate. What is like, were you raised by like entrepreneurs? Were your parents just like their own business owners, or did they push you to like grow and learn more all of the time? I'm curious to know what kind of, if you could highlight what like push this type of trait you have. Yeah.
The most important thing I remember from my childhood is that my parents always gave me the right to make decisions and choose about my life. And even when I was asking them to advise me on which school to go, or that kind of important decisions, my mother was always telling me, Izabella, this is your life. I cannot make decisions. You need to be sure of what you're doing, and this is your choice, your life. And it was also I could go out wherever I want. I could come back at whatever I want. What
you were very
I could
independent.
come at midnight, or and I was never pushing the limit because I knew I can do everything. So
Yeah.
I was always deciding by myself, and I was very independent. And
Yeah.
I think that's the first base that created the way I think. And
100%. Yeah.
yeah,
I feel
and
it.
then I don't know where this ambition comes from. I think it's something you're born with, and it's, you
And the
know, a
environment
little
you
bit
put
of
yourself in,
genetics and
right? The environments you kind
the
of put yourself in, like going to Abu
environment.
Dhabi, yeah, during a thriving moment, even if it's so much like sand dunes and whatever, this stuff is going on, you know, this building's going up, you know, the energy in general is growth, you know, and I feel like now today, to move a bit forward now, I'm very interested in that. You know, now you then started your own jewelry company, right? Like sometime after, you know, you did this film festival. Was it like, how did that
And
all begin? And I want to know how how you got to Monaco now too. I love Monaco.
yeah,
But yeah, what's this
but
story?
then
Mhm.
many things happened. Also, I created a supplement company that is now selling in Asia and in France.
Oh wow.
I opened 3 nightclubs and restaurants that I owned, and I sold it when I got pregnant. Like really big
Oh
projects
wow. So you got involved. So
happened.
interesting. So were you with partners, if you don't mind me asking, or you yourself just went ahead and dived into these things? Or even if you are, it doesn't matter. But
Yes.
like, how do you do so much? Is really
Yes.
where I'm at. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's those are deep,
Yeah.
like
All the projects. All the projects. Yeah.
okay,
All
yeah,
the projects before I found partners, it was always my companies, and I was looking for investors, and I never had problems to find them.
yeah.
I had the contrary. People know what I'm doing, and people are coming to me to do something with me because
Mm.
uh, they know my worth, and yeah,
Yeah. They know
they
that you're
want to have me
smart.
in my
Yeah,
team,
yeah, of
in their
course.
team.
Yeah, yeah. You built these relationships probably, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about the
And
relationship.
Warsaw is small,
Okay.
so they know. And so the first restaurant I opened by myself, but then the second and third I already partnership with a bigger investor.
Okay.
And so this jewelry brand finally is something that is 100% me. I didn't ask anyone, you know, to join, and I don't
Yeah.
want to. And people are coming actually, and they want to invest, but yeah, it's no, I have no needs
Yeah,
to
no,
welcome anyone in
I'm
my
curious from from the standpoint of like, how do you do it all? Like, I want to get involved in so many different things with the Billionaires Club and the magazine and, you know, the media company, whatever I'm doing. There's constantly new opportunities. You know, hey, I'm getting involved with this. Would you guys be interested in becoming, you know, a partner? Just advertise us, you know, and do this. So many new things are coming about all the time, which I'm sure happens with you. So I'm always curious, you know, how people manage it. You know, it's
Mhm.
quite an interesting thing, you know, of course, too itself. But
You know,
so I'm interested. So the film festival, I know there's a lot of time, you know, moving compilation of things, right? But just to go macro and, you know, create points, because I want to ask you a few other questions too. After the film festival, you then moved into, let's say you started the restaurant business or club business, you referenced 3 of them, which is awesome. Very
yeah.
cool.
And
So
it was the one was the most popular nightclub in Warsaw for 5 years. I swear, everyone
amazing.
is missing this place and talking all the time why
So what
it
happened?
closed. And there,
You sold it, or someone just wanted to buy it from you? Got from you?
no, I got pregnant, and I was months pregnant, and I knew I could not do it
Yeah.
anymore because I swear, it's a job that 24/7.
Yeah.
So
And
you
it's
there
physical,
is
right? It's
no,
like it needs you physically. It's not like you can just get on
yeah,
calls.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's there are no days off, and we were open 7 days a week because we had also breakfast, lunch, dinners, and events, corporate events. Like all the time, you had to
Yeah.
work. I loved it, and I wanted to do this, but I was already single, unfortunately, and I thought I'm not going. I cannot do it, and I sold the
Yeah.
shares to the main partner, but he fucked it up after 4 months. I'm sorry,
Oh
but
no.
he yeah, he
Wow.
couldn't
Okay, so you got your shares. I mean, you got whatever they pay. You got paid from that. You left your own whatever that was, which is awesome. Prior to it going out, and you needed, time. You had a baby. You're having a kid. So then from here, you went into. Did you now go into the supplement business, or was that prior?
yes.
Okay. Can you touch on that?
Supplement,
That's interesting.
yeah.
How did you go
And
into that? So you're home. I'm picturing you home. Pardon me. I'm interested. So you're sitting at home. You're 8 months pregnant or so. You're now out of this, restaurant slash club, event space, dining type of business model. And you're now, how did you think about going into the supplement business?
yeah. Well, after 3 months I gave birth, I went to Bali for a year. Because I wanted to raise my child at the beach, and I wanted him to learn how to walk on the sand. And so I spent 1 year there.
Where in Bali? Anywhere in particular, or did you move around?
I was changing 3 months Canggu, 3 months Seminyak, 2 months Ubud. So
Oh, beautiful.
traveling around, I had a backpack. I had this like something that you put your kid here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
rented a motorbike.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God! Tell me you were on the bike with your baby.
Yes.
Real? Oh wow,
And
you're
we
too
travel
funny.
like
You are
this,
so
just the
funny.
two of us.
Too cute. Yeah, that's so crazy, but it's so cute. I love that. I personally love that. So this is
Yeah.
what you did. So you went to Bali with your baby. Where your
Yeah.
baby was born. You had your baby, I guess, wherever. It's fine. Then a year later, you raised him there for the first year.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
I was depressed so much. You cannot imagine. Like I couldn't find myself. First, single mom. Second, from the queen of Warsaw nightlife.
Yeah.
I end up, alone with a child and no idea what to do, And
Okay.
I was asking myself what to do now. And this thought was killing me because, it was I had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
I thought I'm worthless and everything was by chance, like I was in a very bad
Okay. Yeah,
state.
bad state. It's fine. It happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was asking myself what to do. And after 1 year, I went back to Poland. I tried to work in a luxury real estate a little bit, but I didn't like it because, you have all these clients that they never know what they want, and
Oh, it's a ton of
all
back and
you
forth.
show them all the real,
Yeah.
and then they don't, like, it's a headache.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then my ex-partner asked me to do a supplement company with him after another big supplement company wanted to hire me as a director of marketing department. So when he heard that, he said, okay, no, you don't go there. We need to do something together.
Okay.
And we did that. And yeah.
And what is the supplement company? I'm not too savvy in that. If you
Yeah, it's called Parantaga. Parantaga in Finnish, it means healer. I love this word, Parantaga, by the way. But I have nothing to do with it right now. And then the jewelry company came with. I was actually a little bit heartbroken at that time, and I was still mentally unstable.
Okay.
And I was looking for help everywhere. Therapy, yoga, shaman. I even spent, 3 months in the jungle with some shaman, and this is my protection sign he gave me after
You
3
have
months.
such a story, such an interesting story. And I know I'm only getting like sound bites.
Yeah,
I know.
I told you, yeah.
So like I can only imagine. I could probably sit with you for like a week and be like still leaning in. Like, wait, what happened next? I love this stuff. So, okay, so continue. I'm listening.
Yeah. And a long story short, I was looking for anything that can help me. And somehow I ended up into lithography, which is that you are using semi-precious stones and you think that they have some properties and they are holding some kind of energy that can help you, like amethyst can cool you down, rose quartz can open your chakra of heart, so on. And I thought, okay, I want to keep this precious and semi-precious stones with me all the time. So the best would be jewelry. And I was looking to buy a good jewelry with semi-precious stones, but every company that was doing that, they were doing it in silver or, some cheap materials.
Yeah.
And it didn't match all my...
I love it. I love it. Patek Philippe is beautiful.
Yeah. All my jewelry.
You can wear sterling silver with 18 karat yellow gold, platinum, right? Whatever.
You cannot, right?
Of course.
So I decided to buy a stone and to make it by my own in 18 karat gold and the way I like, blah, blah, blah. And so I created one for myself. And then a friend of mine, she said, I want the same. So I made one for her. And then her friend ordered one for her mother and her friend. And suddenly I had a list of 15 girls in 2 weeks after I was wearing my first necklace. So list of girls that they wanted. And I knew at that point, I need to make a company and business. It's like, this is not possible that so many girls want it,
and it's time to put your name on it probably, or a logo, right? You want to brand this thing.
So I was not thinking for too long. And I was
right into it. So you had your clientele like right away, a whole list of clients.
Right away. And there's still no company.
Okay. And where are you? So just to recap briefly, just to even ask you this one thought, to move even into this one thought. So where are you making the jewelry? You're making it in Poland? You're back at home, right? This is where you're back at home? Yeah. Okay. So you went to find yourself every which way. The yoga, you even went into the jungle for a period of time, I guess, exploring, just trying to figure out what you want to do. You have this adventurous, independent quality, which I can feel from you. So you're just trying to find yourself. And then I understand what happened with the supplement. You got out of that. And then you're still trying to find yourself, and you got into the jewelry because of the precious stones with experiences in the jungle, right? You found an attachment special to these stones. Awesome. Yeah, so you stuck with you. I love that. I like meaningful pieces of jewelry. My father's in the jewelry business, so I'm very following with that a bit too.
Oh,
so
yeah?
And he has a cool story with precious stones and all these things too, but we'll talk about that. We'll stay connected.
Okay.
Yes. So you carry that with you, and then you make your own. You have someone that sees it. That tends to be the case too with jewelry designers or jewelers. They tend to have their own style. They'll wear a chain, they'll make a ring, and someone sees it and wants it. And I've heard this story, in a different way, but kind of aligned. So, and it comes from very stylish, independent, influensive people themselves. What they put on just becomes the byproduct of what they go into. But you have this influence and this energy. So girls will attract to you. I can feel it. Yeah. So then you started jewelry brand. I want to know what happened after this. So you're making it in Poland. And what's the next step? Did you make your own physical store at all? Or did you go digital with a digital website? What was the next steps to grow the company?
Yeah, next step was creating my website. And I never wanted to open a store because this is a very serious commitment at the beginning, because you
big overhead and it's not necessary probably.
Exactly. And it was in the middle of a pandemic, so no point at all.
Yeah.
Everything was shut down. And it was so funny because, people were saying that the business was going down, that they did not sell anything. And it was skyrocketing. Every week it was growing, and people were sitting at home. They don't need jewelry, when you sit at home. But also during the pandemic, you had this shift of focus to yourself, to your well-being, to yoga, to meditation, to precious and semi-precious stones, and everything what is a little bit, let's call it spiritual. People started to read more books, and concentrate on themselves. And everything, just went into the fact that I became super popular. There was like so many things that happened that are the reason that I became popular so fast and easy.
A lot of things aligned for you, like in the right way, right?
Yes.
And this is recent. So now this is so now to come right from COVID, some 2 or 3 years ago, right? Something like that. It's crazy how long ago it is already. And then to today, right? So you've been in this jewelry business. Did you move to Monaco? Like because I know you're in Monaco. That's where I feel like I found you initially. Yeah, we worked very closely with Forbes Monaco. And I was always like posting contents, and I'd go through the Monaco hashtags for them, and I'd see your content coming up. And I was like, who is this? He's beautiful. I love the style. And again, what really got me interested with you is you keep it so low key, like, which is awesome, Like you'll show the Lamborghini, the Urus, or whatever it is, but you're doing it in such a cool, like low way, like I touched. And it's classy. It fits I love it. So what happened from here? How did you get to Monaco? Did you just move? Did you move there after the pandemic, or?
Yeah, but let's first we go to this question in a second, but one thing about posting the cars and stuff. I'm riding sports car since many years.
Yes.
And I never posted them because for me it was always low class and cheap, to show cars. Or I hated when girls, were posting online like pictures with shopping bags or unboxing of new Chanel bag. Like I could never understand it. Like, why you are so shallow to, show it. And I was never doing that. And it happened when I moved to Monaco to my boyfriend, because my boyfriend that we date since 3 years, or 3 years more or less. He's living there in the south of France. So I moved to him. And when I was taking the car and going to Casino de Paris, there are car spotters. And they record me and they put it online.
Got it.
And I was not even sharing it on my stories because I was ashamed, to do this.
Yeah. You don't need to be, but I feel what you're saying too. But yes, that's so fun.
But people were starting to go crazy on TikTok. Who's that girl? Blah, blah, blah. And I saw the opportunity. Okay, there are so many people and so many millions of people watching me going out from the car. Why don't I use it? Well, so like I cannot be so stupid not to use it. So first thing I did, I ordered a sticker with my company name. Put it on the car. So people can know who I am.
Go and find your page. Yeah.
But first they needed to see my company. And also I was not communicating that on my social media. you know, because for me it's also very low class to put a logo on your company on Bugatti or Lamborghini.
Oh
Like I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
want my
But it's
clients to
yeah,
know
but
it.
it's good for marketing and business too, right? Yeah.
But yeah, but this is how all people in Monaco and France knew what I'm doing, and yeah.
It's great. But I
It's
feel you.
great.
That's so funny. It's happening to this guy. You know the guy Zeus? I don't know his
Yes.
real name. The same exact thing is happening.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, you probably know better than me. But everywhere he goes, I get sent videos from like 40 different people, you know? And I'm like, where do you guys find this guy? Oh, I got him coming out of this casino. All right. You know, I'm like, you guys follow him around? But yeah, there's a lot of these car guys over there, right?
Yeah.
Because
But
it's
Monaco is so small, you know, there are 4 places to go. So
yeah,
it's not possible to miss them.
yes,
That's
I
really
feel
four
you.
places or even
Yeah.
3. And also, yeah, so this fame on TikTok was booming. And this is when I decided to create my TikTok account as well.
Okay.
I only go on TikTok to post a video and I go out because I don't
You
want to
can't
see
get
anything
sucked
what is
in
there.
there. Oh, right.
Because
It's
I know when I
crazy.
start watching, probably it will I will lose 3 hours, you know,
A
and I
hundred percent, 100%. So Isabella, let me ask you to like, let's say anyone watching that's, you know, inspired by you or they followed you, they've seen you. What would you say to a young woman or a young man, you know, that's interested in creating their own path? Like you have this like innate trait, you know, which you had to have been, you know, absorbed, you know, through your experiences. I'm sure childhood, like we touched on a few different things. People don't have that, you know, and you have it. You know, it's awesome. It's special. And it allows you to create your own paths and your own successes and dreams, right? So, what would you say to someone that's like, wow, I wish I had that mental freedom or that confidence to go to Bali for a year, even if I was in my lowest point of my life? You know, any which point, you know, it takes going into those really low points to find the light too. You know, some people need to get to the dark spot. So like even in that angle too, like what would you say to someone that like is just trying to become that jewelry designer or start their own restaurant, create their own path, and they're like stuck? Well, is there anything that comes top of mind that you would reference?
The first thing is that most of the best things that happened in my life came from when I was from the moment when I was on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Like and like many difficult things happened into my life. Like I don't know, my mom got cancer, brain cancer. My brother died. My fiance left me when I was pregnant. You know, like things that can put you down.
Yeah.
And when I'm down, I always say to myself, okay, you are already on the bottom. There is no way lower you can
Yeah.
go. Like there is nothing else to do. You need to jump, and if you lose, you're at the bottom anyway. So nothing
Yeah.
will happen, right? So just try and just try to get out. And I don't know how it happened, but this is when I have the most energy and most strength when something bad is happening, you know. Then I think, okay, so now I will prove myself that I can get out of
I feel
this.
like you got comfortable with being uncomfortable, right?
Yes, yes,
You got like
completely.
so comfortable with the current reality that it's
Yeah,
like the only place to go from here is up. And
yeah. And like recently my company was called Jumeirah before,
yeah.
and and I was one day the lawyers from Polish lawyers and lawyers from Dubai approached me and say that we are going to court
Oh
because
wow.
there is a hotel Jumeirah
That's what happened? Because I
in
remember
Dubai.
it was by Jumeirah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember.
and so they came here with asking me to go to court. Then they blocked my Instagram account, company, and 90% of my revenue are
From
from
Abu
Instagram,
Dhabi.
right?
Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna say
From
from that
Instagram.
area, Middle
So
East.
when they blocked my account, suddenly all the sales down. No more sales. Like few sales in the shops, because we have 4 shops now, like multi-brand shops, but
Yeah.
it's most of the sales are from Instagram.
Yeah.
And my boys that are next door right now working with me, they were so stressed, and I saw their faces, and I said, oh my God, what we are going to do now?
Yeah.
And I said, guys, this is the best moment. We cannot drink champagne every month, because every month we were celebrating some success, right?
Yeah.
Every month.
Yeah.
And I said, this is great that finally we have, there that
Yeah.
something that we have to like a problem, and this is the moment. If we win this situation, this is the moment when we can truly say that we are successful, because when everything is growing and there are
Yeah.
only success and everything is going good, okay, but
Yeah, the celebrations kind of dull down a bit, right? The energy relaxes. It's like a beach chair
no,
type of energy.
no.
Okay.
I mean that you show your real work on how you deal with problems, and your real capability to
Put out
slow
the
down.
fire, right? Yeah, like how, like your real quality traits, is gonna
Yes.
come out of you or not in that type of
Yes.
moment.
And I told them, yes, how proud you will be when we will turn all this into a success.
Yes.
And straight away, I knew what to do and how to educate people after we will how to call it, we will cope with this problem. How I wanted to educate people and tell them what happened and where I did mistakes, what I didn't check, why, about all the trademarks and all the stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So I knew this will be content that people will like to hear, and it will be very
meaningful. It's meaningful. So you capitalized on this moment and you created content. So you created content around this type of, like stressful environment moment. This is the realness, right? That's what you're thinking. Like, let the people see the real stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And tell them straight away what's happening, how we deal with it, what mistakes we did, so they won't do this. And there are many people that follow me and they ask, how to do this, how to do that. And they like, I am some kind of inspiration for them.
Yeah.
And sometimes there are so many people that change life after what I'm saying, I swear, like in a good way.
Yeah.
That I felt responsible for them.
Yeah.
And I was always saying that the best to found a company is to invest as low as possible, because you can always lose the money, and just go for it. And it was not the best idea.
Yeah, I mean,
because,
I'm like that too. I'm
sometimes.
like that too. But you have to at least pay for those few things. But that's the mentality to do it. You want to go into business with like very minimal attachments and see what you can do with it and get it to something and then invest, But yeah, 1 or 2 of those few expenses, like the trademark, obviously, yeah, it's worth it. But that's interesting. No, that's awesome. You learned, and that's all it's about, right? Is enjoying the process, which it sounds like you really do, and those are the ones that stay there forever. They'll never go anywhere. You really love the process, the wins and the losses. So, moving after that, I understand the whole business, everything. Very awesome. I appreciate you sharing the story. I want to ask you, a bit, off topic, but just I'm curious. Do you have like a specific morning routine where you like get up and run or do stuff like this or read, or you just, you know, or get up and go right to work, you jump right into it? I'm just even curious, is there like a pattern to like your morning routine that keeps you driven to build your company and stay focused, take care of your kid, just everything around you? Because you seem like the type of person that takes care of everybody. You have
Yeah,
a team.
my morning routine is to get rid of my child as soon as possible and put him into school.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, in the
Well, I'm
morning.
hearing like I hear like you went to Bali. I don't know if you meditate. Like, do you do any
Yeah.
yoga? Do you like maybe it's not every morning, but is there anything like this that you do that maybe you could share that like brings peace or like allows you to stay focused and balanced?
Yeah, what I cannot imagine my life without are trainings. Like I have to go to do some sports like walk or gym, and I always do it before breakfast. Like I get up, I put Sasha to school, and I dress, you know, in my gym outwear, and I go to gym or I go jogging or like a very powerful
Okay.
and fast walk.
Yeah.
And only after that, I come back home, I take a shower, I have breakfast, and then I can start the day because, you know, you feel alive. And also, I finish my shower with cold water. So, you know, to,
Oh, you do? Yeah.
um,
Okay.
yes, to feel alive, you know, and
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
my blood is circulating after, you know, some workouts and then the cold water. And I always, one more thing, I always drink warm water with lemon.
Lemon?
Yeah,
Wow. Do you do that first thing in the morning?
yeah,
The
before
very,
going.
the very first thing. And I
Yeah.
know not just even X, you'll see I'm very interested in all these little things. Do you use like a straw even? Like, cause you can't
I
just,
know.
yeah, yeah, use a straw,
No,
right?
no, I don't.
Cause
But
it's
I first
nasty
wash
yourself.
my teeth, and it's very important to wash before you drink anything, you know, to
Yeah,
wash your
yeah.
teeth because you have all the bacteria. Because
The lemon
during
can
the
like eat at your gum, right?
yeah, and during the night, your body is detoxifying and getting rid of all the toxins, and
Yes.
they go out through your skin and through your mouth and
Yeah.
tongue.
Yeah,
This is the
everywhere.
basics you have to
Yeah, so
do.
you'll do that, then you'll do the lemon water. I love that you mentioned that because I've done that here and there and it's amazing. It's like a cleanser, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it. And then you take care of your kid, you do your workout, and then you,
Exercise, shower,
yeah,
breakfast.
shower and you end it with the cold, which is interesting too. That's like an electrifying feeling, right? It gets you like, it like gets you up, ready to go, like you're saying.
And also, I'm trying to keep my window. I don't know how you call it in English, but I'm not eating until 12
Fasting.
around.
Yeah, the window of
Fasting.
time to fast, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't eat until 12 or 1 o'clock.
Yeah, that depends. You know, like today, I had so many meetings in the morning that I knew I need to eat because then I will not have time or I will
Yeah.
be
The
busy.
energy.
So I had some Indian food, the worst.
No,
But
I love that
really
here and
sweet
there.
for breakfast.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
But I love it.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you one last question with respect to your time. I appreciate you sharing the time with us today, with me, of course. What would you say? And we kind of asked this in a different way. I kind of said this, but I'm just curious because it's such an awesome, unique kind of story, and your personality, everything is awesome. It's different. It's unique, in a very special, positive, amazing way. You know, what was there? Is there like a highlight? And we did touch on a lot of different things like low times, good times, but maybe something that we didn't highlight that comes top of mind to you when I ask you this, you know, something that you could share that was a hurdle that you had to come across or go around. Again, maybe one that we didn't touch on, but if we did, then let's leave it at that. But I'm just curious. I want to ask you, does anything come else top of mind that was like a hurdle, or it was like a black hole that you were just going to fall into, but you managed to get around it? That was like, you know, through your business career, through your life, that maybe that you could highlight that maybe someone else is going through, or like, wow, she got through that, like, or no? Because we kind of did go over a bunch, but think about it maybe.
Hmm. try to ask another question.
Yeah, like let's say this, like another
Because
girl, like another woman that's gonna watch you, that's gonna watch this video. And they're like, I feel like I got stuck, let's say, with the trademark, and then I went out of business. They took my whole company and I didn't make it through that hurdle. Maybe that would be a better question. What skill or what do you feel like you have that allows you to have this optimism and this confidence to put out the fires instead of letting the fires put you out? Because I feel you were able to maneuver around a lot of things, a lot of different businesses, and you're successful. What is this type of trait, or what could you say to someone to recommend them or give them like confidence that they don't let the world take them out or the fire, the problem, but they face the problem maybe? Yeah.
I can tell you that I imagine how my life looks like, and there are no question marks or hopes. Like, I don't dream, I just plan. Like, I want to do this, I want to feel that, I want to have this or that, like, I'm not, oh, I wish to be successful.
You manifest it.
Yes, like, okay, I'm creating this company, I want to sell it in US market, French market, German market, and I want to make this and this revenue, and I'm going to do this, and I plan how to do this. Like, I'm convinced of success, I don't doubt it. Maybe it will not happen, but I will figure out something else, and I will try. And if I see it's not growing, I will find something else. But I always like keep my focus on top, or even it comes also for the small things. Like, I'm looking for an apartment to buy, and I'm look like I visit all the apartments, all the price range, and I even go to apartments that are way above my budget right now, because I know that one day I will have that money. And I know that I can have all I dream about. And even though I don't have this money now, I'm convinced that somehow the money will come to me.
You're determined and disciplined, and that's
obviously I'm not going and watching for 30 million euro boats, because I don't need it, and I know it's maybe
I'm with you.
There I will not go.
Yeah. It's so awesome. I'm so happy we did this today. It was awesome for me. I love this. It was such a pleasure. I really feel like you have this like openness to learn, explore, fail, succeed. And I feel like I only know you for this. We've been in touch on Instagram here and there, but just this hour, I don't know every little thing, right? From my perspective, that this openness for that is like your secret to success. Because a lot of people, they get married to an idea, and if they fail, they feel like they're failures forever. Or like they're just so like attached to something, and I don't know, but you have this openness, like this free spirit.
Don't talk about their ideas, but ideas are nothing, because the most important is execution, how you do it, not
exactly, like that discipline and that determination you have. A lot of people just get scared. But again, the openness, like you're like, if it doesn't work, okay, I'll do something else. That right there, people don't have that, don't really carry that. So it's very important that I like that you mentioned it and highlighted it, because that openness, like I mentioned, to fail is the secret to success, because you'll constantly be trying.
And there is another thing, that when you have good idea, good concept, that people will use, or the money will always find a way to you. There's so much money in the world, people don't know where to invest in. When you sell something good, it will always go.
Yes, people will resonate with it 100%. And I like what you said. I say that to my employees, my team. There's way too much money out there. Like, there's way too much. We got to keep reaching, and then you'll find this guy. Hey, I'd like to, do this, right? or do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so absolutely awesome. I thank you so much for spending the time and coming on. I'm gonna stay following you. You know, the
Yeah.
Billionaires Club in the magazine. We're always here to support you. Our channel
Yes.
is
Thank
yours.
you for all the shares.
Yeah, it's all love. It's all love.
It
Always.
means a lot.
No, always all love,
Did
and
I
we'd
take a
love to meet.
picture for myself?
Uh, put it on the
Yeah,
stories.
got it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, when we come to Monaco, we'd love to meet, or vice versa in New
Yeah.
York or Miami. I don't know if you ever come out to the US at all too much, but let us
Yeah.
know. Let's stay in touch. Yeah, we'll stay in touch and we'll make stuff happen. All right. Keep up all the
Okay,
great work,
great.
and thank you so much
Yeah.
again. All right.
Thank you.
There is.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you for watching this episode. We upload a new episode every Friday at 5 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. We as well greatly appreciate those that have subscribed to the channel. We appreciate the love and the support. Lastly, if you've missed last week's episode, tune into the episode right here.